Hi everybody, so I wanted to show you guys what I do to take care of my feet during the cold months of the year. You can do this treatment throughout the entire year, but I find that it works the best during the fall and winter season. And I'll show you guys why. I will show you all the things you need to take care of your feet and make sure you have smooth, beautiful heels. And this is my male cat, and this is Toshiro. He just likes to kind of hang around wherever I am, so say hello, Toshi. Oh. And there he goes. So let's get started, you guys, and I'll show you what you need. So let me show you some of the tools that you can use to remove those hard to remove calluses, especially from the bottom of your heels. This is one of the tools that maybe a lot of you are familiar with. This is called a Credo blade, and it's used by many estheticians to remove those hard calluses off of your heels, or even the ball of your foot up here, or even the back of the small toe here. Now I know that a lot of salons ban these because you are working with a blade, but when I went to beauty school back in the 90s, we did learn how to use these, and these are very sharp blades. These are Tweezerman. They're made in, it's Solgen, it's right here, Solgen, Germany. And you would just simply place it right in here, and then you would take your Credo blade handle and just slip it on. And one of the ways that you would remove the callus is just simply very lightly scrape your heel, just like I am doing right now. Now, not all of you might need to use this, and I actually never really use this because my heels don't need it, but there are those cases where the callus is so thick that nothing you will use will help to remove those calluses. So this is going to be a very handy item. You can find these type of Credo blades at Sally Beauty Supply or any other beauty supply store, as well as the Credo blades as well. You don't want to use the same blade on every client. You always, keep sanitary practices in mind, and you use one of these blades per client, and then you just simply toss it away. And you always want to disinfect your equipment with barbicide or any other autoclave or stuff like that. So this is one of the ways that you can remove the callus off of your feet. Let me stress out that if you do not know how to use a Credo blade, please do not attempt to use this on yourself. I went to beauty school and I got training on how to use this properly so that you do not cut yourself or the client that you're working on. It is very dangerous. You're working with a blade, and I think this is why probably in America the cosmetology schools have banned these, because a lot of people are just simply abusing these and they're cutting clients. So I would not suggest using this unless you know how to use. One of the other ways that you can remove the calluses from your heels is one of these pedi eggs, and I'm sure that you guys have probably seen these on infomercials or late night commercials, and you can find them at pretty much any store, Walmart, CVS, any kind of super drug, I don't know, and they're all over the place, but I've lost the back on this. But they work in a very similar way that the Credo blade works, except for it's not as dangerous. I mean, there's less chances of you cutting your heels with this than with the Credo blade. So this is how you would use the pedi egg. Now mind you, if it would have the backing here, it would trap all of the dead skin. You would simply take it and just really quickly, in sort of like back and forth motions, you would just keep going, and this would shave off just enough skin off of your heels that it would make it nice and smooth. And you want to do this on dry skin. If you're in the shower, your skin is going to be much softer, so using this pedi egg will not work on wet skin. And I don't know, it might be really hard to see, but I did get right there. That's all the dead skin cells coming off of your heel, and your heel will feel so much nicer and smoother. And you can do this up here as well, or wherever your foot has dead skin and callus, back here as well. People sometimes forget about this part of the foot here where it gets a little bit of callus too. So you want to do this not too much, because you don't want to take off too much, then your foot is going to be sore. But you want to just kind of go a little bit and then feel it with your hand, and when it feels nice and smooth, then it's done its job. So this is a really good good little item, the pedi egg, and you can find this at a lot of stores around you guys. I'm not sure how much it is because I've had this forever, but it's really, really good. So give this a try if you're afraid of using the Credo blade. And the last way to remove those calluses off your heels, if you don't have a lot of calluses, this is the one that I use the most on my heels. I use this in the shower every day, and that keeps your heels nice and smooth throughout the whole entire year. So that way you don't need to resort to the Credo blade or the pedi egg. This will do it all for you if your heels are not that bad. Now you can do this in the shower, or you can do it right before you get in the shower. If you take your abrasive board right here, and you can find this again at many beauty supply stores. I've actually had this for many years, and it's really easy to disinfect. You can always take a little brush like this with some antibacterial soap if you're using this just for yourself, or you can clean it again with barbicide or any antibacterial soap. Anything like that will work really well. Now this one has two different coarse grits on it. One is coarser, the other one is a little bit smoother. And you want to get one that has a wood handle like this because it won't be flimsy and it will not bend. So when you're applying the pressure against your heel, it's not going to bend. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to take your foot pedal. I just have a cup of water here. I'm just going to wet it a little bit because you don't want this to be dry. It's going to create friction and this is not going to work as well. So wet it a little bit and then just go around the heel and do this for about maybe 1 to 2 minutes, or until you find that your heel is nice and smooth. And again, you can do this at the top here as well, or wherever else you find that you have dead skin. And you will know this is going to work because when you look at the file, this pedi file for your feet, you're going to see all the dead skin. I don't know if you guys can see that. I know it might gross some of you out, but I'm trying to show you how to do this at home and how to get the best results for those baby smooth heels. That's why I've got a towel down there, so all that dead skin is falling right off. And I find that this is the best method for me, and I do this in the shower, so it really helps because the warm water will open the pores and it'll make the skin a little bit softer. So this will really work really well in the shower. So that's all you've got to do for this. Alright, so now that we have nice and smooth heels, now we have to pay attention to the entire surface of your foot, and this also needs some special attention. So what I like to use is a good scrub. Now this is one of the scrubs that I get from Trader Joe's, and what I love about this is that it's sea salt, it has almond oil, it has lavender oil, let's see, kernel oil. There's a lot of stuff here. St. John's extract, vitamin E, tocopherol. I mean, there are so many awesome ingredients here. Safflower oil, and I like it because it's really gritty. So what I do, on the surface there's a layer of the oils, and then you've got the salt. So what I do is I just take a little plastic stick like this and I just kind of mix it around a little bit so I could get some of that oil into the salt. You guys have to excuse me, but I have a little bit of a cold. I was up in Utah and I guess I caught a cold, so work with me here. I'm just going to mix this, and then I'm going to take some of that mix and put it in the palm of my hands, and I'm just simply going to scrub the entire surface of the feet, and you want to do that to both feet. So after I've scrubbed my feet, I went ahead and I just washed them real quick, and you will feel the difference. They feel so nice and smooth, and the oil is really nice. It really stays on the skin and it penetrates deep into the heels. And our last step is the paraffin treatment, which I will show you guys in 1 second. But the first thing you want to do is go ahead and add some oil to your feet. And this is very important. If you're working with paraffin wax, you want to make sure that you put some oil on your skin. That way the wax doesn't stick to your foot, but the heat from the wax will open up the pores in your feet and your skin, and it will allow the oil to penetrate deeper. So this is the reason that you want to apply oil and just rub it in, massage your foot. And somehow massaging your own feet doesn't feel as good as when someone else is rubbing your feet. But just go ahead and apply the oil to both feet, and then I will come back and show you how to dip your feet into the paraffin. So here we have the paraffin machine, and you can find this particular one I got from Ulta, and it was about $30, and you can buy the refill paraffin wax if you would like. What I also do is I add some peppermint essential oils or eucalyptus, any kind of lavender, any kind of oil that you guys like, you can add into the paraffin machine once the oil is heated. And once it's hot, this is what the paraffin wax is going to look like. So now that I've got my foot nice and oiled up, I'm going to dip it into the paraffin wax until it builds up a thick layer, sort of like a glove. So now that I've got a nice built up layer on my foot, I'm going to take some saran wrap and I'm going to wrap my foot in it. You can use plastic bags, but I find saran wrap works much better because it really clings to the foot, so there's no air pockets and things like that as you would get with a plastic bag. So saran wrap your entire foot, and then you can wrap a towel around it just to hold the heat inside here, and let it sit for about 10 minutes. Once your 10 minutes are up, you can go ahead and remove the entire thing, and it slides right off. And the reason is that you put the oil on there, so it'll help the wax to come off right away. So you just slip it right off, and there you guys have it. You have smooth and soft skin and heels. I didn't show you how to do the toenails because I've shown you that in some of my other videos, my Rockstar pedicure, and it's just basic stuff, so I didn't show you how to do that in this video, but this is how easy it comes off. It just slides right off. And one other last tip, never put this wax back into your wax machine, because the dirt and debris that might have come in contact with this, you don't want to put this back in there for cross-contamination. It's a big no-no. So just wrap this up and toss it away, and you can find refill paraffin wax cubes at Ulta or any beauty supply, and you can, once your paraffin machine goes low, then you can go ahead and throw one of those cubes in there, and it'll bring it right back to a real good level. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video on how to take care of your feet, because they take us everywhere in our lives and they're very important. So if we take care of our fingernails, why should we not take care of our feet? They're just as important, maybe the most important. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye for now.